Hello everyone, welcome to Geeky Codes. In this video, I will explain how to handle missing data in real life projects. So, to have a better understanding about the handling of missing values, I will request you to watch the video till last. The problem of missing data is quite common in real life datasets. Missing values can bias the results of machine learning models and reduce the accuracy of the model. This video describes what is missing data and how it is represented in datasets and the different regions for the missing data. Along with this, it also details out different ways of handling the missing values with examples. So, first of all, what is missing value? A missing value is defined as the value or data that is not stored or not present for some variables in the given data set. Below is an example, as you can see it's an example of missing data from the Titanic dataset. As you can see, the column age and cabin have some missing values. So, what might be the reason for missing data? There can be multiple reasons why certain values are missing from the data. The reason for missing data from the dataset affect the approach of handling the missing data. So it is necessary to understand why the data could be missing. Some of the reasons are listed below. Missing data could result from a human factor, like when someone forgot to extract a particular column, or past data might get corrupted due to improper maintenance, or there might be for some columns the data is not available for some persons. Observations are not recorded for certain fields due to some reasons. There might be a failure in recording the value. The user has not, or there might be the reason that the user has not provided the value intentionally. Like when we fill a form, there are some values which are mandatory and some can be left empty. So that also causes the missing value. Why do we need to care about handling missing values? It is very important to handle the missing values properly. Like many machine learning algorithms fail if the dataset contains the missing value. Like we have to handle them, or we have to give them a proper format so that machine learning models could feed that data. However, algorithms like k-nearest neighbors or naive bias support data with missing values. You you know that the k-nearest neighbors and naive bias are not trained, so these models can be completed with missing values. You may end up building a biased machine learning. Like if there are missing values in our data set, we might have a machine learning model which might be biased, and that will lead to incorrect results or missing if missing values are not handled properly. Missing data can lead also lack of precision in the statistical analysis, and it can cause accuracy. So, what are the types of missing data? What are the different type of missing data? So, missing completely at random. There might be a category like in which data is missing completely random. In MC, in MCAR, the probability of data being missing is the same for all the observations. In this case, there is no relationship between the missing data and any other values observed or unobserved, like the data which is not recorded within the given data set. That is, missing values are completely independent of other data. There is no pattern. In the case of MCAR, the data could be missing due to human error, some system or failure of some system, loss of sample, or some unsatisfactory technicalities while recording the values. For example, suppose in a library there are some overdue books. Some values of overdue books in computer system are missing. The reason might be a human error, like the librarian forgot to type in the values. So the missing values of the overdue books are not related to any other variable data in the system. It should not be assumed as it's a rare case. The advantage of such data is that the statistical analysis remains unbiased. So another type of missing data is missing at random. So missing at random means that the reason for missing values can be explained by variables on which you have complete information, as there is some relationship between the missing data and other values. In this case, the data is not missing for all the observations. It is missing only within subsamples of the data, and there is some pattern in the missing values. For example, if you check the survey data, you may find that all people who have answered their gender but age values are mostly missing for people who have answered their gender as female. The reason being most of the females don't want to reveal their age. Yeah, and that's a joke as well. So the probability of data being missing depends only on observed data. In this case, the variables gender and age are related, and the reason for missing values of the age variable can be explained by the gender variable. But you cannot predict the missing value at itself. Like you cannot predict age using gender column. Suppose a poll is taken for overdue books of a library. Gender and the number of overdue books are asked in the poll. Assume the most of the female answer the poll and men are less likely to answer. So why the data is missing can be explained by another factor, that is gender. In this case, the statistical analysis might result in bias. So getting an unbiased estimate of parameters can be done only by modeling the missing data. Like if in this type of missing data, we have to handle the missing values. And another type of the other type of missing data is not missing at random. Not missing values depend on unobserved data. If there is some structure or pattern in missing data and other observed data cannot explain it, then it is not missing, not at random. Like if missing data does not fall under the MCR or MAR, then it can be categorized as MNAR. It can happen due to the reluctance of people in providing the required information. This is the category when we are filling a form and the uh, information is has been asked. Some fields are mandatory and some fields are not mandatory, and then we what we do is like we fill the mandatory fields, but we do not intentionally do not provide the uh, unnecessary values. So that is kind of NMAR. For example, suppose the name and the number of overdue books are asked in a poll for survey, uh, poll for library. So most of the people like having no overdue books are likely to answer the poll. Like, if I have no books overdue, then I will not answer the poll. But people having more overdue books are less likely to answer the poll. That is, people who have more overdue books, then they will also not answer the poll. So in this case, the missing value of the number of overdue books depends on the people who have more books overdue. Another example, people having less income may refuse to share that information in a survey. In in the case of NMAR as well, the statistical analysis might result in bias. So how should you handle the missing data? How should you handle the missing data? Let's take an example. Let's take an example of loan prediction. Checking for the missing values. So first of all, what there are two methods by which we can handle the missing values, like deleting the missing values and modifying the missing values. Okay, so talk about the deletion. This approach is not recommended because it causes the loss of data. That, for example, we are deleting that the information that is important for us, or we don't have that much data, but and the missing values are quite um, often. So we don't, it is suggested that we don't delete the missing values. So deletion can be done in two ways, like deleting the entire row or deleting the entire column. Another method of handling the missing value is imputing. So there are different ways of replacing the missing value. You can use Python libraries, pandas, and scikit-learn as follows. So replacing first one is replacing with arbitrary value. You can make an educated guess. Like for example, you are working a healthcare um, company, and you have to modify or handle the missing value of an age or something like sugar level. Then you can guess like if this person has this weight and at that age, then you can just handle that value by yourself, by on your knowledge. And second one is replacing with mean. This is the most common method of imputing missing values of numeric columns. If there are outliers, then mean will not be appropriate, because it due to because of outliers, or mean will not be real. It mm, might shift to the like right hand or left hand based on your outliers. So in such case, when outliers are there, we need to treat outliers first. You can use fill NA method for imputing the columns. Like we want to replace a missing value. Then we can use fill NA method for imputing the column. For we have some column, loan amount and credit history with mean of respective columns. And another example is replacing with mode. Mode is the most frequently occurring value. It is used in case of categorical features. You can use the fill in a method for imputing the categorical columns, gender, or like married or self-employed or some class. Another method to treat missing value is replacing it with median. Median is the most middle value. It is better to use the median value for imputation in case of outliers. So as we talked, in case of replacing it with mean, we can also use median. Median is the middlemost value. So it is better to use median in case of outliers. In this case also we can use fill in to 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 replace missing values in a column. And next one is replacing with previous value, forward fill. So in some cases, imputing the missing values with previous value instead of mean, mode, or median is more appropriate. This is called forward fill. It is mostly used in time series data. So you here we can also use a fill in a method with the parameter method is equal to f fill. And there is another method to replace the missing value, like replacing with the next value, like backward fit. This type of this method is also used in time series data, and we can use fill in a method is equal to bfill, and we can do that. Another one is missing values can also be imputed using interpolation. Pandas interpolation method can be used to replace missing values with different interpolation methods like polynomial, linear, quadratic. Default method is linear, so we can use that too. I hope you have got the idea of what are the missing values and how to handle them, and what are different kind of missing values, and what are different methods to handle it. In this video, I have explained it theoretically, but in the next video, I will do all these things practically and coding all the problems. So if you have liked the video, Please subscribe my channel as it helps me and boosts my confidence to upload more videos. So thank you.